farmer of the future will be the farmer that has got a little bit of mechanical knowledge, that's resourceful that way when it comes to machinery and technology.
The Innovators, brought to you by Novartis Seeds. New skills in seed innovation. Hi, and welcome to the Innovators. Today we're going to watch gentle giants work. We're going to see how heavy farm machinery can be modified to work effectively on the delicate soils in the Bradford Marsh. Boris Horodynsky grew up with a big interest in anything mechanical. Now combine that interest with farming and you have two important ingredients for an innovative operation. Horodynsky grows about 200 acres of onions, about 75 acres of carrots, and about the same amount of parsnips at the north end of the Holland Marsh. In the early 90s, he was looking for a way to avoid the deep ruts his traditional tractors were putting in the fields. So he decided to try a Caterpillar track tractor.
With our wheeled sprayers and our wheeled tractors, we had problems as far as ruts in our tramways, right, in our spray tracks. And we'll run those sprayers through there probably 30, 40 times a season.
But the track tractors had a few problems on the slick muck soils of the Holland Marsh. The friction-designed rubber driver on the rubber track couldn't squeeze the mud out of the drivers and pull the machine forward. They had a tendency to slip and slide. So Boris took the tractor into the shop and tried a few solutions of his own.
We finally came up with the idea to build a steel driver, okay, which would retain its edge, as you can see right here. We left openings in between so the material could pass through the center of the driver easier. Where their rubber drivers, it had to be squeezed out to either side.
Horodynsky designed and built the first modified track for his Caterpillar tractor in 1995. And right away he saw a big improvement in handling on the wet soils. He sent the news to Caterpillar head office in the U.S., and they wanted to know more about the improved performance.
We sent two to Caterpillar in Peoria, and they're doing all their lab tests on them. They've got a complete mobile setup in their lab where they can take different torque tests, set track tensions differently, and they're pretty happy with what they see in them, and a couple of engineers are coming out here this summer to actually see ours perform in the field.
Horodynsky says he stuck with the track tractors because he saw them as a way to increase his crop production and as a way to protect his valuable soil from compaction. According to Horodynsky, most wheeled machines exert about 15 to 30 pounds of pressure per square inch when they're running on the soil. That packs the ground down and can inhibit root growth, aeration, and water filtration.
With a track machine, because of the long footprint, we can keep ground pressures down as low as 3, 3.5, 4 psi. And to give you a comparison, a normal man standing on 2 feet with both feet on the ground, not walking, ground pressures are anywhere around 4 to 6 psi. When he's walking, naturally, it's going to double up. It's going to be 10 psi. So you can see that, that's pretty low ground pressure.
The concept of a gentle giant was born. Horodynsky figured he could now build a huge sprayer. In fact, he built one of the biggest in the world. Now he can work faster, safer, and plant a lot more crops where the old ruts used to be.
With tracks, you've got the ability to build a much bigger machine because of ground pressure. Like this machine here is 3,100 gallons, and when it's full, we're only exerting about 8 pounds per square inch, right? Not only that, with tracks, you get a real smooth ride because you bridge bumps and gaps, right? And so in that case, you can go with extra wide booms because you don't have this movement like you would with a tired machine. In our thinking also, it was economics. If we went to a wider boom, we'd eliminate half of our spray tracks. And when you start eliminating half your spray tracks, you're gaining tonnage, you're gaining yield. So we figured on 200 acres of onions, we come up with 10+ thousand bags of onions. So at $4 a bag, $5 a bag is $50,000. 3 years, you recoup most of your money. Right now, we're spraying an average of 88 acres an hour.
Like many farmers, Boris Horodynsky likes to divide his time between the field and the workshop. He believes that if he needs something and no one's selling it, Well, a walk into the tool shed may be the first step towards something inventive. For Town and Country Ontario, I'm Frank Lopano.
Well, something new on this week's show. This week we're proud to